Hey everybody, I hope you had a great day yesterday. Today we're going to continue our conversation about parallel lines. Yesterday we talked about how parallel lines that were cut by a transversal had angles that were called corresponding angles that wound up being congruent. We also talked about vertical angles being congruent and supplementary angles adding up to 180 degrees. Today we're going to talk about alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles. So when we have two parallel lines cut by a transversal, again, remember it creates 8 angles. And as we talked about yesterday, out of those 8 angles, there's only 2 angle measurements. So 4 of them are the same, and then the other 4 are the same. So another way that we can talk about the relationship of these angles and how they're congruent is alternate interior and alternate exterior. Now, alternate in this case means on the other side. Interior means inside, and then angles, of course, is angles. So interior, that means inside. Where could inside be if they're talking about these two parallel lines cut by a transversal? Well, they're talking about inside of the two lines. So alternate interior angles means on the other sides of the transversal. So inside of these parallel lines, we have 4 angles. Alternate interior angles, what it means is that the angles that are on the opposite sides of the transversal, but in opposite sides over here too, are the same. So we know that these two angles aren't going to be the same because these two angles are supplementary. So they add up to 180. That's their relationship. So that means that this angle and this angle that are on opposite sides of the transversal and part of the opposite pairs of supplementary angles are equal to each other. So then these two lines are also equal to each other. They're on opposite sides of the transversal and they're on different sides here. So alternate interior angles. The other side of that is alternate exterior angles. So exterior means outside, so like the exterior of your home. So the exterior is the outside of the parallel lines. Alternate again on the opposite side. So on this side and this side, exterior angles, they're on opposite sides of the transversal. Those are going to be equal to each other. And the same with these. And again, these add up to 180. So these are called supplementary. They add up to 180. But the alternate exterior angles are here and here, and also here and here, alternate exterior angles. So we have this same diagram as we used yesterday. It says, name 2 pairs of alternate interior angles. Okay, so alternate interior angles. So we're talking about the inside angles for this one. So the inside angles are 2, 3, 6, and 7. Those are the interior angles. Alternate interior would mean that they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So are 7 and 3 alternate interior angles, or is 7 and 2 alternate interior angles? Well, angle 7 and angle 2 would be alternate interior angles. That means that those two angles are congruent. 7 and 3 are supplementary. Look, this is obtuse, this is acute. They are not equal to each other, so they are not alternate interior angles. Angle 3 has an alternate interior angle, which is 6. So angle 3 and angle 6 is my other pair. Alright, name 2 pairs of alternate exterior angles. So exterior means the outside. So 1, 5, 4, and 8 are exterior angles. Again, 1 and 5, and 4, 8 are on the outside of the parallel lines, so they are exterior angles. Alternate, opposite sides of the transversal. So 1 and 8 are alternate exterior angles. Alright, then angle 5 and angle 4 are alternate exterior angles. So that's how we identify alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles. Remember, these pairs, they're all equal to each other. So 7 and 2 are congruent, 3 and 6 are congruent, 1 and 8 are congruent, 5 and 4 are congruent. So let's use all the information that we've learned so far to find out what all of these other angle measures are. So they're only giving us one. They're saying that this angle here is 75 degrees. So let's find out what the other angles are. Well, let's first use alternate interior angles. So what angle is the alternate interior angle to the angle that's 75 degrees? So your options are 3, 4, or 5. Which one is the alternate interior angle? If you said angle 4, you'd be correct. So angle 4 is the alternate interior angle. It's on the inside, it's on the opposite side of the transversal, over here. Right? It's not 3, those two are supplementary. So these two are equal to each other. So 75 and 4 are equal, so angle 4 is 75 degrees. Alright, if we know angle 4 is 75 degrees, what's the measure of angle 6? Well, angle 6 by vertical angles is also 75 degrees. And speaking of vertical angles, 1 and 75 degrees here is 75 degrees. So those are all of our angles that are 75 degrees because we should have 4 of them. Remember, there's 8 angles, 4 are one measure, 4 the other. This one, which I guess you could say is angle 8, would be 75 degrees, and then these other 3 are 75 degrees. So that means all the other angles are going to be supplementary to this. So angle 2, angle 5, and angle 7 all equal what? What does this add equal? Well, they are all supplementary to any one of these angles. So that means they add up to 180. So 75 plus what is 180? Well, that would be 105. So all 3 of these angles are 105 degrees each. Okay, so that is the measure of the numbered angles. So why don't you guys try those same skills to figure out this one. Try first to find out what the alternate exterior angle is to this. Okay, so start that. So pause the screen, figure out that, and then go from there to find the rest of them using everything else. Okay, so the angle that is the alternate exterior angle to 59 degrees would be angle 7. So I'm just going to number the ones that are 59 degrees. So we'll say that 59 degrees is equal to angle 7. Or what else? Well, 7 here. Let's talk about let's talk about corresponding. What angle corresponds to this angle? So remember, that's out of these 4. Looks like 59 is on the right hand side. So out of these 4, which one's on the right hand side? Which one's corresponding to this angle? That would be angle 5. And then the other angle that's 59 degrees, well, if angle 5 is 59 degrees, the alternate interior angle of that is 2, so that means that's also 59 degrees. So that means that the other angles, angle 1, angle 3, angles 4 and 6, are all going to be supplementary to this angle, so they're all going to be 121 degrees. Okay, and just after doing this, I just remembered that I forgot about angle 3 here. So if you're wondering why isn't angle 305 degrees, it is. Sorry, I forgot about that one. Alright, so try to use what you've learned today about alternate exterior angles to do today's online textbook, the BIM. If you have questions, please write them down on the Google Doc or email me. We can set up a Google Meet. Alright guys, have a great weekend if I don't talk to you or see you, and good luck.